Today we're gonna check out another estate sale here in LA. I think these are like some of my most fun videos to make since moving here, and one of my favorite things to do because you just truly never know what you're gonna get. I'm up in like the Hollywood Hills near Sherman Oaks, and we are gonna check out this estate sale and see what they have. I'm always on the hunt for like vintage, antique home decor, cool shoes, always clothing, obviously, and I thought I would bring you along with me because estate sales in LA are just unmatched. Like the houses are incredible. That's like honestly one of the best parts for me as a respectful, nosy person. Obviously you are going inside someone's home, so it's important for me anyway to just make sure that I'm really respectful of like the person's space. You never know the situation and why there is an estate sale happening, but either way I'm excited to do a little bit of secondhand shopping. It's a Friday morning. What better way to spend it? I'm about 10 minutes early and my name is already on the list, so I'm gonna go line up here pretty soon and we're gonna check out this estate sale together. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this person who lives here has clothing that is in my size. At this particular estate sale, you're also not even allowed to bring in any like bags, any purses, anything like that. So I'm gonna pay with Venmo. I'm gonna bring my phone, my chapstick, of course, and then my keys, and we're gonna head inside. So let's do it.
This estate sale in particular was really nice because I had never done this before, but you actually could sign up early, like virtually online. So a week before the estate sale started, my name was already on the list, so I only had to get there like 10 minutes early, which was really nice. If you watch my vlog channel though, you will know what happened while I was waiting in line. There was like a little bit of a Karen and it was very funny. If you want to check that out, I'll link that down below for you. I told a little bit of a story time, but when I got in the house, I made a beeline for these babies right here. I saw them on the preview photos of the listing and they're a vintage pair of Disney jeans and they were actually in my size. It's insane. We'll talk about it in a bit. But while I was in this room, I decided to go through all of the racks and the closet. The thing that's kind of interesting about estate sales and what you don't really realize and can't know until you get there is the sizing. So I was actually really surprised that every single thing pretty much that I looked through on this rack was a size extra large. And this was kind of a mixture of like some vintage things and some just kind of like very wholesome, sweet, kind of like elderly type of items. Like this like very vintage sailor jacket was so cute. But then there was also a mix of other items like an aloe yoga jacket that like some girlies were just very excited about. So yeah, it was just kind of a mishmash of a bunch of different things. But I made sure to go through every single thing on this rack because I just wanted to make sure, especially because it was in my size, that, you know, I went through everything. I saw everything that there was to see. I really liked this blazer, and this lighting is tragic, I will say. They only had kind of like minimal lighting in this place. I also loved this jacket, this brown leather jacket. So cute, but I really didn't need one. So yeah, anyways, the lighting wasn't great, so, you know, the footage might not be ideal, but I was working with what I had. I liked that vintage sort of like 80s, 90s ski jacket. That was really cute. There were actually quite a few sort of vintage style, either crew neck, long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, etc. that were kind of, I guess you could say like maybe 80s and 90s. I saw this absolute Christmas gem. Like this reminded me of Hilary Banks from Fresh Prince, so we'll talk more about that in a bit. There were actually quite a few really cute Christmassy things, Christmas sweaters, Christmas little like zip up jackets, and there were quite a few people in the room at this point, so I was just trying to like mind my business, do my own thing in my corner. I loved this vintage TWA bag. Like that was just so cool and unique. That's why I love estate sales. You truly just never know what you're gonna find and what someone has collected in their lifetime. There were quite a few people who were walking out with like the cutest sort of like vintage 60s floral sheet sets, but there weren't any left. So I made my way to another bedroom. I loved that gold shelf as well as these hanging sort of like light fixtures above the bed. Like, oh my god, those were incredible. And there were a ton of vintage like 80s and 90s pumps, like heels. There were so many of them. They weren't in my size, but the girlies were going nuts over those. They were going feral. It was very cute and just so much to choose from. There were also these two racks that had kind of more like, I guess you could say, glamorous type of items on them, like a couple of two-piece sets, a lot of glitzy sort of like sequins, rhinestones. Like this lady went all out and I thought that was so cool. I loved so many of the pieces. I just think the fact that somebody had this many fancy like blazers and jackets and vests and dresses is just the coolest thing ever, and just a huge testament to probably who that person was and what they did with their life, and I love it. If I had seen any of this stuff before I went to the Eras tour twice this year, I would have absolutely taken advantage of a lot more of it, but I kept on digging through all of the items. I really loved a lot of the vintage scarves that they had available, and they were like either like headbands, hair scarves, ascots, all sorts of stuff like that. There was also this really cute shirt that said Lazy Girls Club, but it was like more of a dress and it just wasn't my right size. We had a little bit of light reading that was next to the bed as well. We loved to see it. And then I made my way into the bathroom, and this bathroom was unreal. Like, it's hard to tell on camera, but it was just the craziest, coolest bathroom that had like a view of the Hollywood Hills out of the window. It had this walk down shower off of the backyard, which now that I think about it, it probably is like more of a safety hazard than I realized. Cool vintage like marble and sinks, these really crazy sort of like mirrored blinds. It just felt very 80s to me and I loved it. So I went into another bedroom, which was more of like a kind of overflow of clothing, I think. And then there was like some workout stuff, some furniture that I really, really liked. But with estate sales, you kind of just have to like be ready to move all that stuff and like put it in your car. And I'm just like, I wasn't in the mood for that. But I found this amazing lamp. Look how gorgeous this lamp is. And I saw one at a Goodwill a couple years ago for like $100. This was $1,500. Yeah, not for me, but whoever got that, God bless you. It's so cute. This was definitely one of the less crowded areas of the house, so I kind of like stayed around here as long as I could, and I really dug through this closet, but there was just a lot of stuff that wasn't super my style. Still wanted to show it just for the sake of showing it. I did love that vintage sweatshirt. That was really cute. There was a lot of like nautical stuff, a lot of nautical themed things, which I think is very quintessentially 90s, late 80s, and very cute. But yeah, that was pretty much it for this closet. Then I made my way into the kitchen because it was a little bit less crowded at that point. That kitchen had been ransacked and there were a couple different like seating areas, lots of furniture available that I saw people buying. And they actually had like a pretty massive collection in the kitchen of Disney pins, and they were being sold for $5 each, or I think it was like after $15 you got one free or something like that. Really cute, and tons of like older Disney pins that I'm sure collectors would really love. And I know that people take their Disney pins very, very seriously, and this person had a lot. I did take a look through this sort of like crystal silverware, kind of like fine dining pieces cabinet. There wasn't anything for me, but below it there was a bunch of jewelry, like fun costume jewelry, which I loved. There was also some designer. There was even like designer luggage. People were really going crazy over that. And so then I decided to, for the last little wing of the house, there was this like kind of above garage apartment type of thing. There were so many cute pieces of art prints, cross stitches, paintings, little sculptures, pressed flowers. Like, I was truly in heaven. I loved so much of this stuff, and I did purchase quite a bit of it, which you will see. There was also a random clothing rack that had a jacket on it that said Girl Boss, and I just thought that was really funny, and I loved that. But none of the other clothes were in my size, and they just like weren't my style. There was also this little closet area that had like this cool vintage TV that just felt so nostalgic to me. This really amazing sort of like TV stand or bookshelf or whatever you want to use it as. I was kind of looking at that piece of furniture, but I didn't have my tape measure with me, and I was like, you know what, let's just like stick to the small things for today. And then there was like this little corner around the edge of it that had just like Christmas wrapping paper galore. It was literally like Christmas Day in there. And then this bedspread that had like the faux fur kind of like blanket, the really cool art, the amazing side tables. Like, I just loved it, and I walked away with quite a bit of stuff that I'm very excited to show you.
Okay, that was honestly so much fun. I was there for, I don't know, an hour? Just literally under an hour. It started at 9:30. That was when I went inside. So honestly, great. It was an amazing house. I would say more than any other estate sale I've been to yet, that had the most selection for like my particular size, which is like an extra large. Not everything was my style, but I did manage to find some really cool stuff. I found a bunch of art. I found a couple accessories. Like, I don't know, there's just really funky stuff. And I feel like when you find vintage stuff at estate sales, it just kind of makes you want to like step outside your comfort zone more and try new things. So that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hydrate, I'm gonna head home and show you everything I got. But this was honestly 10 out of 10. So much fun. I'm so glad I did it. I loved it. I want to go to another.
All right, we made it home, got my iced coffee, and we've got our pile of stuff here. So in total at the estate sale, I think I spent $120 if I'm not mistaken, which like I wouldn't probably pay as much as that if I were to find this stuff at a thrift store or like a flea market, maybe a flea market. But it's just one of those things where you're in the moment and it's right there. It's oftentimes like vintage or antique, and it's just like, you know what, I gotta go for it. So I picked up 5 pieces of art, a few accessories, and then a few pieces of clothing as well. And like I said in the car, I feel like when I go to estate sales, I'm so much more inspired to like step outside my comfort zone, try something new, really funky, because it's just like such a special piece. And it was once owned by someone, and then you get to make new memories in it and kind of like carry that torch, you know what I mean? So I'm really excited about this stuff. Please, by the way, for the clothing items, feel free to leave styling suggestions. I think it'd be really fun to do another video coming up soon where I style things based off of your suggestions. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna start with the art because I did might get a few things. And listen, this was like me practicing self-control. Like I could have gotten more. So this first one says handmade in Switzerland. It is this little art piece of these tiny, teeny tiny pressed flowers, and there's 3 panels of them. They had these longer ones that had like flowers that were sort of the length of the piece of art, but I just loved this. I love the colors. I think it's so pretty. I think it's gonna look amazing in my living room. I have sort of like a antique-y kind of vintage gallery wall going on, and I think these are gonna be like a perfect little addition. And just look how cute this is. If it doesn't end up fitting in my room, it will definitely fit in somewhere in here. Like something like that. So adorable. It's like right up my alley. It has a sort of like chartreuse green, kind of like matching my nails. We've got some pink, some orange, some reds, some navy blues. Like this color scheme to me, wow, perfect. I love it so much. And it's handmade in Switzerland. Who knew? And then the next little set of art that I got was these 2 little matching sort of like thatched cottage pieces. And they're kind of like almost metallic. I don't know if you're able to tell in this lighting, but I first saw one of these and I was like, oh cute, it looks like a little English cottage or something. And Drew and I are obsessed with the idea of living in the English countryside someday. But then I flipped these over to the back and it says made in Holland, which made me think of Alexa. She's Dutch. And so I was like, wait, the last estate sale I went to with Alexa, we got matching pieces of art, and then these ones were matching, and because it says Holland, I was just like, oh, so I'll get one for her and one for me. One of these is gonna go to her, and I just think it's precious. Like, it's just that perfect kind of cozy cottage style, antique-y, cottagecore, you know, just amazing. I love both of those, so cute. And then yeah, it's called Treasures from Holland, the Broadway. So we love that. The next art piece is this sort of like velvety floral print. Definitely like actually painted, not just a print. And I think it's beautiful. I love the dark velvet. I love like darker pieces of art, especially for out in the living room. We're really gonna try to like darken it up and just make it very dark academia kind of vibes. And I think this is absolutely perfect. I love the gold. It's a great frame. I think those smaller ones were $5 and then this one was $10. So love that. And then the last art piece is this amazing cross stitch that we're gonna put in our kitchen. So it has just like some wine, fruits, vegetables, etc. It's just very kitchen appropriate. It's so cute. Drew loves all of these as well. We have very similar styles when it comes to like art and decor, and I just think this is gonna be so cute. We actually just put a like baker's rack in our kitchen for more just storage and like counter space, and I think this will look really cute hung above that. So that is the art that I got. I love it all so much. I'm literally obsessed. Next we have a few accessories. I got 2 necklaces and 2 hair scarves. The first necklace, now like, okay, let's just open our minds a little bit. Let's like step outside the comfort zone because things are about to get a little weird. They're gonna get a little weird, but we're gonna roll with it. So I saw this necklace sitting on a table and I'll just show it to you. It is a pearl necklace in the shape of a tie. And I think I've seen a few of these kind of coming back around recently, but the woman that was selling these told me that this is vintage from the 60s. It has like a little gold clasp, and I thought this was, I mean, it is kind of Avril Lavigne core, but also like very glam, almost like Chanel type of vibes. I don't know, I think with like the right top and then this over it, it would be such a cute accessory. Maybe like a big scrunchie in my hair, like in a slicked back low bun or something. I don't know. I really like this necklace. And so when she told me it was $15, I saw the lady next to me like kind of ponder over it, and she was like, I don't know. And then I was like, it's okay, I'll leave it. And then when I was on my way out, I saw that it was still there and I was like, I have to go for it. Like, life is short. Let's just have fun with our clothes and accessories. So if you have any styling tips for this, I was thinking some sort of like button up and then putting this over it. I'm not 100% sure, but it's just so cute. I love it. And then the next necklace is really just kind of like a chain of these like rhinestones or whatever it is. I thought it'd be really cute for multiple ways, but the way that I was kind of envisioning it, I mean, I know I have necklaces on right now, but sort of like putting it on like this, almost like a scarf. Like if I had a cute little black tube top on and then had this necklace like this, I die. Like, it's so cute. I mean, it could really easily be worn as a belt. Like, you could tie it around your waist. I mean, obviously very carefully. You could tie it around your waist as like a belt or something. You could wrap it around your wrist a freaking million times and have it be like a bracelet. I don't know. To me, this is just fun and exciting. It's just a chain. I think this was like $3, but I love the idea of this as a necklace. Like, so obsessed with that. So that's gonna be really fun. And then the 2 hair scarves I got were just such fun patterns and prints. This first one is like very
very sort of like retro 60s, 70s looking. I'm pretty sure this is vintage. It says made in Japan, which is amazing. And then it's like hand wash only. So I think it actually is like really good quality. And like, look how pretty. And it's made in Japan, which like is one of my favorite places. I've been there twice. I can't wait to go back. It's like a very special place to me and Drew as well. So I thought this would be really cute as like a hair scarf. Like you do like a low bun or a high ponytail and then you kind of like tie this in your hair. I mean, I guess you could also wear it like around your neck or as a bandana or whatever. And then the other one that I got is this like print that is very popular over the last couple of years. I feel like Realization Par had a dress similar to this where it was like this like white ivory color with red polka dots. These are coming off like way more orange on my camera, but it's kind of just like red in person, like an orangey red. And yeah, this is more just like an actual true hair scarf. So just like tying it in a little ponytail or like a half up, I don't know, just really cute to me. Again, I think these were each maybe $2, so very affordable and cute. And now onto the clothes. So it's just only gonna get weirder from here and I'm very excited about it. Okay, the first one I have to find. I showed this in like the actual thrifting portion, but I made a beeline for exactly where I thought that this was gonna be. Because I think I was like the 9th person in the house or something and I was like, I gotta find these because someone's gonna take them. I saw them in the pictures. I located them. I knew they were hanging on a door. I found the door. I grabbed them and I saw that they were in a size freaking 16. And I was just like, I'm so excited. So here they are. It is this vintage pair of Disney jeans. I'm dead. I'm dead over these. I love them so much. It's got like a little Mickey and Minnie. So freaking cute. And then it is like actual true vintage. So it's got the like no pocket butt, which I used to love in jeans, to be honest. And yeah, this is by Mickey Unlimited. We will see, since they're vintage, like the waist does look kind of small, but they're also super freaking high waisted. So we'll see how these end up fitting, but I was so excited about these and they were like $10. I was just stunned. The woman was too stunned to speak. I won't like rant about this for too long, but as someone who is like mid-size, plus size, whatever you want to call it, I do often find that like it's a lot more difficult to find, especially vintage Disney pieces that aren't just like sweatshirts or overalls. Like finding actual bottoms and jeans and things like that is kind of rare. So I was so excited about these. I was looking for the tag and I was like 100% these are gonna be like a size 6. That's just usually how my life goes. And when I saw the 16, I had to do a double take. I was so excited. So fingers crossed I can make these work for me. I love them. The next one, actually, this is like pretty simple, but so gorgeous. I've been looking for kind of like a button down, sort of like going out for a nice dinner type of top. And so I found this sort of satin brown color. We all know I love brown. This is, oh, it's actually 100% silk, which is amazing. It's by the brand Jones New York. It's a size 16. It's so pretty. I don't know how like it's coming off in the camera, but in person, it's like this beautiful, rich chocolate brown. It's just so pretty. I can't wait to style this. I even think like this little necklace would look cute with it. I don't know. We'll see how I end up doing it, but I had been looking for like a sort of loose flowy, like I can wear it just one button or something like that, going out for a nice dinner top. So I was happy to have that. Next, okay, things are getting weirder. Yeah. Okay, so I saw this vest. There was a rack that I mentioned and it was like all just glitzy, glamoury, rhinestones, glitter, sequins, everything. It was amazing. And this is by the brand Cotton Zone and it's 100% silk lining and sequin vest. Now listen, I don't 100% know how I'm gonna style this, but when I saw it, I pictured like a black mini skirt with some black knee-high boots, like kind of sexy, a little bit like open in the front. I don't know. This is kind of everything. I love the scalloping and I mean it's just so unique. Like not a lot of people that I know have this, so I was like, let's just go for it. I feel like when I step outside my comfort zone with fashion, the like biggest tip that I can give is just to own it, is just to wear it like it's the best thing you've ever worn in the entire world, that you look like $1,000,000. Because I feel like sometimes if I try something new and I'm kind of like going like this or I'm not really like confident in it, then it gets in my head. So feel free to leave your styling suggestions for this, but I'm gonna rock it and just own it because I think it's adorable. I love it. Okay, next. This might be the weirdest one yet, but I have a vision, okay? I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try it. So this is by the brand Amanda Faye, a division of Samuel Scott Incorporated. This is super duper vintage. This says it's a size 16W, and it is maybe one of the like ugliest but cutest blouses I've ever seen. So like what I pictured with this, bear with me, okay? So I pictured this with like a slicked back bun or ponytail with like some really baggy jeans and like ballet flats. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Like, I don't know, it's a statement for sure. Obviously this isn't gonna be an everyday wear thing for me, but if I had like something really nice coming up and I wanted to wear something vintage and cool and unique, this would be amazing. Maybe with like a black maxi skirt or like a little mini skirt and some boots. And I just think this is so much fun. I kind of like hemmed and hawed over it. I was like, I don't know. But in the end I decided to go for it because again, it was like $5 or $10 and it's got this really beautiful brown lace. It's kind of hard to tell, but it is brown. And I just think this is so pretty and just different. So I don't know what's gonna come of this. I feel like lately when I've gone thrifting, I've just been like, let's just go for it. Like, let's just full send it. And a lot of times I'll talk myself out of something and be like, I have nowhere to wear this. Well, I'm gonna make something, okay? I'm gonna create something to wear that and I'm very excited about it. And then last but not least, we have an item that again, I have the vision for. I just got to get you on board. So we'll see. This is a very fun, very like 80s, 90s plaid blazer. It's got like the little velvet on the neckline. It's a size 18, so it's going to be like oversized on me, which I love. It's got the gold buttons. Like it is just so late 80s, early 90s to me, but I pictured this for Christmas time. I probably will take the shoulder pads out and just have it be more of a casual look, but I am really excited to play around with this and like wear this during the holiday season. But I actually really like it. I really like how sort of gaudy it is, and it's definitely a statement piece. I feel like the majority, actually every single thing I got is a statement piece, and I love that. I think it's so fun to have. So this is gonna be like a fun little thing to bring out every Christmas time and like get into the festive season and just feel funky and fun. So I am so excited about everything that I got. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was such a fun way to spend a Friday morning. I just want to say like the biggest, warmest, heartfelt thank you to all of you who, you know, have allowed me to do this for my job and who tune in and leave supportive comments, and it just allows me to create more content like this for you. So I just truly could not be more grateful for you, and I hope that you know that. And yeah, I just feel like all warm and fuzzy. I just feel so excited and like hyped that this is my job, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. So if you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also turn on my post notifications if you want to be notified every time I post a new video. Thanks for being here. I'm sending you all of my love, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.